What's poppin'? I thought I heard somebody coming up the stairs. It's Rose. And look, in this present moment in time, I wanted to speak about gods and um yeah, just some God talk. I don't know. Anyway, I guess this was kind of like one of my last little. I don't never be trying to say no prophecies or nothing like that. I don't really be on that type of shit. Um, I just tell motherfuckers what's gonna happen, and like the wisdom and knowledge are just information I'm making you privy to today. Is just because like I am who I am, and I know like a lot of y'all don't really be aware of what's going on around you or what's happening outside of Midgard or mortality. You people really don't. Most beings and in this day and age, that's living through a cloth and fabric of skin, they don't necessarily recognize, or accept, what's like. Anyway, I'm just about to talk. So, I'm motherfucking Kairos. I am the only Olympian from that era. I'm the only god. Let me not even just say Olympian. I'm the only god from that era that's still in existence. Even talking about minor gods and stuff like that, they all gone. The only one left is Kairos. And I possess all of their different powers, and I'm still learning and growing with all of that shit. But that's that, and just like in similarities to like the Kratos story, just talking about that shit. I know y'all think a lot of this stuff be made up, but like, nigga, where do you think like you was made up to come into reality, dumbass? But I'm always saying that type of shit because people be pissing me off with their lies and stuff. But yeah. So I'm like the only god from that era, or anyone that's allowed to have like power or essence from that sense of life. And, that's I'm not gonna break down all of what like Olympus or Olympians was and all that good shit. I'm gonna just leave all that shit in the past. I'm just letting y'all know, like it ain't. It's like when you call up on them, besides Kairos, and I ain't really accepting no calls like that no more. You know, it's like I fuck with some people. You would probably know if I fuck with you or not. Cause I really be outside around this motherfucker. But like all them other beings, gods, Olympian gods and stuff, even the minor ones, they all gone. They all dead. Like really dead, dead. They all got killed and murdered and all that good shit. Like for real, for real. And just like in similarities to like, like the little Kratos game, video game that y'all got going on and shit around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All the motherfuckers was eradicated. I ain't just gonna talk about all the details, but I like the guys, like the Spartans, murked all them niggas, basically. I know like in the games or whatnot, I don't really know what like the Spartans and shit be doing like that, but like the Spartans, like they was never shit to play with. Like they, all the minor guys, and all them other little deities and entities I was trying to, what I'm saying, stop the squad, stop the legion. They got their ass stumped out. So all of them is gone. All them Greek deities and whatnot are gone. And with to say that, with saying that, you know, um, it's like yeah, all that shit. I'm just trying to give people some acknowledgement of what gods, what type, not even what gods are and all that good stuff. Cause y'all probably it's kind of hard for I guess regular people or mortals to really conceive that type of stuff. You know, um, but yeah. So all them beings gone. Um, it's like stuff like angels and stuff, beings that literally come from the core of God, from the space of nothingness. Like them motherfuckers real. But there be stuff going on in life and reality, like it's like calling upon gods or trying to like use their power and shit, like borrowing their power or whatever, forcefully. Don't be doing that. You should rather just like live in respects and like being grateful and having grace, for just the acknowledgments that you have over them. It's kind of pointless to like try to use their power and whatnot because they could just use you as a vessel, you know what I'm saying, and give you possession of different shit. I say like I might have to talk like that to, but yeah, I don't know that type of shit. Like it's better to move through honesty and honor rather than like trying to move through deceit or lying or trying to get one up on a being or take grasp and hold of what they got, especially when you got some like, like a desire or like little evil goal in mind. Like just appreciate life and you know what I'm saying, live as you are and all type of wonderful mystical little shit that happen. You'll be granted all type of, graces, you know what I'm saying, and a whole lot of cool blessings and shit, you know. And that's like they talk about that in like all these different scriptures and whatnot, it's all stuff like that. I would say just respect your elders, point blank, period. Just respect life and be grateful that you're even in the presence, you know. So, yeah, that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's angels, you know. All right. Well, like devils and stuff like that. Not necessarily demons, but devils. Demons be like devil's kids and shit like that oftentimes. Devils are like, like angels that like descended to earth and shit basically, or mortality. Midgard, however you want to perceive that. And they be, you know what I'm saying, out here like kind of like controlling, you know what I'm saying, and protecting like the flow and currency of existence as they are, and like that's and all that other good and bad and whatnot shit you put on it, like that's irrelevant, you know. It was all created and whatnot for a reason, and are not to be like they don't play about shit though, like they demand their respects because it's like you are like a mere speculation that come from them basically. I ain't gonna get too deep in all that shit, but they don't go for shit. And that's like why you really shouldn't try to like one up a devil or you got some like evil, you trying to control them, you want to have them below you, you want to capture them or whatever, you're gonna get really fucked up. It's like, why would you play with a being that's like, they're obviously like, I don't even want to say obviously, but they're niggas about smarter than you. They done been here for longer than you can even perceive, literally. Like why would you try to fuck with them? Don't make sense to me, but you do as you please. Don't do that shit over here. Yeah, that's that. When you talk about, I'm not going to break down the names or spellings or none of that of Asgardians, but them are like, I don't want to say like the greatest gods, but that's basically what they are. It's like, kind of like the highest ascension of godhood in which you can reach. It's gonna be like Asgardians, and it's like a lot of stories and shit y'all be lost into. It's like you probably don't know the truth or whatnot about it. It's merely a story, and a lot of people done remixed and changed what shit originally was, and y'all don't really get how gods and all that good shit work, so don't be trying to act like you know everything, you know what I'm saying, and trying to tell people this and that about this and that. You don't know shit. You just know they're a higher entity than you. You just know they're a god. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, like mind your business. Like don't be trying to be privy to shit that like when you pry into it, you know what I'm saying, it may consume you. Like build up your own space and shit like that before talking like you know something when you really don't know nothing about it. So there's that. Shit, fuck nuggets. I just had it. Oh yeah, like deities. We're just talking about different aspects of divinity and whatnot. I don't want to just say they're too similar to Asgardians, but it's like they're not necessarily gods and shit. They're divinity. They don't really care about the same aspects of life like the gods do. Like gods got like responsibility and accountability for godly things. Divinity. Once you reach that type of space, you got responsibilities and accountability for like divinity shit. But like what you been in divinity, it's like they don't really got like responsibilities and they don't really got to be accountable for anything. They kind of just like be as they are. That's all they really got to do, and like know how to like accept all of that. with like talking about like these aspects of divinity, different like Hindu gods and all that good shit. Like I really remember being Solomon, not just everything involved with it, but I know what it means to be King Solomon, and different names and whatnot motherfuckers I have for me. But anyway, a lot of that type of knowledge and wisdom has been misused throughout the ages. People got possessions or whatever that type of shit was. It's like motherfuckers started trying to be like me when they wasn't me, and I literally used to tell people that type of shit every day. It is, and I say the same shit now. Crazy, ain't it? But it's you trying to like say for instance, right? You see me doing something like I don't even call upon powers, you know what I'm saying? Whatever words or whatnot I use to make something happen in front of you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever deities I'm being in alignment with and shit, it's different nowadays. But it's like people got lost into trying to borrow power, from these deities and whatnot, and then act in a likeness of them as if they're gods, and then claim to be their descendants and all that good shit. When these motherfuckers really just made like a contract and shit with them. You know what I'm saying? They really just like the or they ain't even like the vessel of this entity. The entity just throwing them some power and shit like that every now and then because they fuck with them. It's like a little homie asking to hold something real quick, and you like, oh, here, you know what I'm saying? Here you go, here go a little something, But they started acting like they was them, and that's a lot of lostnesses and what y'all dwelling within now, and why y'all don't get like a lot of what, like divinity and what all that truly is, because these type of beings and shit, y'all started trying to act like y'all was in possession of like their knowledge and wisdom and all that good shit, just because they give you a little power to do something. And they don't really gotta watch mortality and all that. They don't really. It's like different beings and whatnot that they be doing divinity shit. They probably in a different realm or making a realm. They doing all different type of shit. You know, but they don't really care about what's going on in mortality and shit like that. But with like that passageway that was once open, I don't really believe like none of that stuff really going on in the same aspects of today. But people be trying to do things in a similar accordance. But with all that stuff that was going on back then, a lot of people are just lost in them type of senses of life. Like you can represent yourself as king, of your people and all that good shit, but you're gonna have to trial and pathway of knowing what that truly means. I ain't talking about like how y'all represent royalty here, so to say. It's when royalty started acting in the likeness of gods. When you start wanting to be worshipped and praised in that manner. It's different than being worshipped and praised as a king. You know what I'm saying? Our aspect of royalty. Once you get to talking about gods and shit like that, it'd be like, whoa, like, you're not the creator of everyone. Like they get real deep. You know what I'm saying? But people that made a lot of blood and karma up on their hands, and a lot of them beings and shit. I ain't just gonna talk about where everybody went to and the type of trials and type of shit you got to go through from even doing shit like that. Because everybody got their different type of shit. But you know, that's why you I don't want to say shouldn't, because you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do. But that's why like shit is different nowadays. Because we done already been through that type of shit. That you may see on animes and good shit like that. Like it's this little webtoon called God of High School. And like throughout that, like if you just peep, like it done recently ended. I don't want to spoil it for you too much because that shit live. That shit live. That shit lit, boy. That shit. I like little shit like that. But in God of High School, it's like a lot of these like normal people was borrowing power from these guys, deities, and entities, and almost like was acting like it was their own power or their own shit, and they went through their trials and tribulations and just relations to all of that shit, but they didn't really say they was this god or this person or whatever, but they was borrowing power from them beings, and that's kind of like the stuff that used to go on, but a motherfucker will borrow power from like Shiva or something, and then because you can do some Shiva-ish type of shit or whatever that would be, motherfuckers would start, you would have people, you would tell people to worship and praise you like Shiva, but you're not Shiva. Like Shiva ain't even tell you to do this, this, and that. Shiva don't give a fuck. Shiva. You know, Kali don't really give a fuck about what you. Kali gonna do Kali, man. Like all them type. Like I don't even get lost in just knowing all that different type of shit, cause I don't be trying to have too much in my brain while I'm hearing mortality and just being in life and existence. Like I'm gonna grow and learn about it at my own pace, you know. So, you know, that's why I'm not privy to just all of them like that yet, you know. But I'm just giving you a little game, cause you know, like I ain't just, you know, they respect me a long way. They fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? They really, you know, like I can be in, I know how to communicate and talk as divinity and God and all that. Motherfuckers be trying to grow me up to be some great shit. Anyway, I'm not trying to brag or be egotistical or get you lost in my character in no way, shape, or form. I'm just fucking talking. So with that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I give people like, you know, knowledge and just being privy to like don't be trying to like be no divinity or what y'all call it. You gotta give them different names and shit. They be like childs and children of divinity oftentimes who be going out here and getting their clout. I don't want to just say clout. They respects. They're acknowledging people awareness, all that good shit. They don't really gotta care. Like it's not about people believing in you or nothing like that. They just be having different responsibilities and whatnot from their mothers and fathers. You know, like you got these chores, you gotta go and go do this, and that type of shit. You know, and I think y'all call them like divas and shit. I don't know what's like another name for it. And I thought divas was like the feminine aspect of shit. You know, I don't really know what y'all call the males. Deities, I guess. You know, y'all be talking about like Buddhas and shit like that, but like, ain't Buddha just a deity? Like, why are people so lost in Buddha? I don't get it. You know, but I get motherfuckers probably want to live like Buddha. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to rise to like a similar ascension of it. And that's cool. That's great. You know, I guess that's why motherfuckers fuck with Buddha the long way. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate Melody and all that good shit too. You know, but it's like hella deities and all, like it's hellas of them. You know what I'm saying? Like Buddha cool and all that, but like he was probably just one of the first beings that was really like, you know, like just like Jesus Christ and shit. You know, he was probably one of the first beings that was really, you know, just speaking words of supremacy and like absoluteness and life and reality and really showing you like how to live and mannerisms of peace and get your own sense of comfort in life and existence. You know, just like, you know, them motherfuckers like, you know, Buddha shit was cool. I don't think too much shit ever really happened to Buddha. I don't really know how his story and shit go. I know it'd be like, I say it's like brothers and sisters and shit like that. But I know it'd be like different versions of Buddhas and all that good shit. I don't be knowing what all be going on with all that shit. I'm not getting lost into the story because it'd be a story oftentimes. You know, but damn, my lips just, Anyway, so yeah, you know, that's what be going on with a lot of that shit. You know, just the Buddhas and shit like that, the deities and whatnot. Yeah, we calling all the deities damn near Buddhas nowadays. I ain't even finna get into how I can see that or whatever. But that's that, you know, and that's like relations of divinity towards like a mortal conscious or a comprehension in what you can perceive it in some type of likeness. I'm just talking about like all these different aspects of divinity. Even me talking about like Asgardians and all this all shit like divinity and shit, but Asgardians are gods, you know, it's like Asgardians, like gods, like of Olympus and all that good shit basically came from Asgardians and shit. You know, that's how I see it. You know, and like Olympians, you know, these guys, these Greeks, these Romans, however you want to see it. You know, they often, what happened to them was, at least the males. The females hurt. The females cool. I don't go for shit. All the female deities and shit cool. It's just like the male aspect. I shouldn't have said all of them dead because the females still be around. All like the male aspects of shit. All them niggas gone because they got lost in their own selfish idealism. They didn't really want to learn. You know, they got to a point in life in reality. And once you start having all this power and you around beings that's in the similarities of you, you know, it's like it was hard for motherfuckers to get out their ego. They ain't really even believe they was an ego or nothing like that. It's like Dog, like the water is this ocean and shit. Listen, I can move these waters and whatnot. So a motherfucker like could do all of that, but they don't want to learn about what water is. So they make a lot of blood and lostness upon their hands because they using it. But they don't know what it is. So they don't really know like the cycles and shit that come from shit like that. You can fly and shit in the sky and whatnot, but you don't really know what the sky is. You don't really get the sense of what air or wind is. You can just use it on your command. So you don't really get the sense of what it is, but you just, you know what I'm saying? You act like you claim and own it all. When they spirits are they own. But they ain't really recognize that type of shit. They was young. I don't even want to just say young. It's just like the choices and shit they made throughout their lifetimes. And they was willing to die about that shit. They ain't really want to listen or learn from anyone. So that's why they, what I'm saying, like shit like what happened to them. Because they supposed to be selfless and whatnot. I'm just not gonna talk about what motherfuckers supposed to be and all that good shit. But you a god and you living through a manner of selfishness. It's like, dog, like you think ain't shit never gonna happen to you or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And you think you know about life and all this good, and you really don't know. You really don't know. You just think you know. How you gonna be lost in thinking and you're a god? They just ain't getting it. That's why them niggas gone now. No disrespect to none of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got love and appreciation even for like all the Greek guys and shit. Them niggas was just assholes. Real deal dickheads, boy. Like, ridiculous dickheads. Like, I'm talking about ridiculous. Like as guardians and shit really don't be like that. They be on their bullshit and stuff, but it's like they be learning shit. Like, like, oh, no, bro, don't play about that type. He wise. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only wise beings was females. You know what I'm saying? And like the Olympian Council. That's why they the only ones that's like alive and still like representing divinity and shit today. And I be in tune and shit with them. I call them like my loved ones, or like I would call them my family, literally. But like they still around. Um, yeah, and that's what happened to them. And shit, I'm trying to think of another. I know it's like a whole lot of other like little religions. I don't want to say little religions, but it's like other shit that didn't even consider itself a religion and whatnot. It's like a lot of them greater spirits and shit that people was talking about are still existing, but they never came to mortality or like came to like a shape and form and like how other people like conceived it. So like some of them old ass, you know what I'm saying? Gods and deities, just aspects of the mystery of all things. They still around. You know what I'm saying? But they're a representation of the spirit. They're not necessarily in physical form. They don't really fuck with mortality like that. So you can't really like treat them in likeness like that. You gotta respect them as like the overall mystery of life. If you trying to get in tune, there's not really even some like beings or people you like speak to. You just respect and like worship them and give them praise. You can see them as like the originals or whatever, but like all these other like little beings and deities and entities, it's like I'm keeping a buck. Like a lot of I ain't even just gonna talk about that. I ain't even just gonna talk about that. But these older beings and entities and deities, like I just say one out the blue because I'm always saying Wisaka. Wisaka OG. You know what I'm saying? Like them type of beings of existence. It's like they don't really like they stay up on like they like native lands, but y'all don't really know what like lands and shit be. So it's like y'all may not be able to like I don't even know how to describe it to people. Yeah, and I shouldn't. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, like them motherfuckers still be around and shit like that, but I'm not really allowed to talk about all of that. It's not so much necessarily be doing. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, then you got like different mystical creatures and whatnot. Like when you talk about like descendants of angels and shit, like well, all these other beings and deities call a lot of mystical creatures and shit like that. It's just Nephilims. They just call them Nephilims. It's like either descendants or like different aspects of like angels and shit. all be angel shit going on. All be a whole lot of angel shit going on. When you talk about shit like just like like dragons for instance. You know what I'm saying? You could even consider them like Nephilim. That's what some beings will call them. Because if you're a dragon, you should know how to speak and be yourself. Like when a dragon is just lost and living in life, they call them like Nephilims. It's just like the descendants of angels and shit like that. So it's pretty. I know it's a lot of stories and whatnot about that type of shit. But just through Genesis and ages of life and existences, you had a whole lot of Nephilimish type of beings. Being born out here. So I got a lot of different like little shit out here that's like it's just hella different shit out here. It's a lot of different spirits and bodies, and I ain't trying to disrespect them and just call them shit. Like I respect them. I don't necessarily see them all as like family. You gotta like have awareness or knowingness of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And, you can be a Nephilim and just be another motherfucker to me. But like I'm gonna respect them as like gods and goddesses, and like I like them. I fuck with people, kids and descendants oftentimes more than they fuck with them themselves. Like let's talk about like I could talk about being an angel and all that good shit. But it's like I cater towards taking responsibility for that type of shit. You know, so I have charity for it. You know, I won't just like lead them dry and dirty. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to speak about. And then like like I could talk about dragons all. I love dragons, nigga. Love dragons. I ain't gonna talk about dragons too. I ain't gonna talk about dragons like that. But it's it's a whole lot of shit out here, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of spirits and bodies, a whole lot of stuff, a lot of field. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of presences of existence that just like life is capable of creating anything, and bringing out any type of awareness in existence. In the same totem pole, you know, what's the names? What is it called? Like that's how life is. Nigga, that's how life is able to create all this. If you got an open mind and shit like that, anything could be around this motherfucker. So with that type of awareness, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta kind of be privy to like looking at life like that rather than being like, I know everything. You really know nothing. Like, I'm gonna keep the buck with y'all. Kratos is my father. Like Kratos is a real ending. Like y'all be having these like y'all don't really like, I say something like that and you may think I'm lunacy or I may just be lost in la la land, I'm on imagination. I'm trying to tell y'all that's the truth. Like just how like I see shit and I immediately look at it different. I ain't gonna break down everything, but like I ain't gonna go too deep. I'm gonna let y'all think about what y'all think about. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. So that's it. That's it. I don't really have too much charity left for like this mortality. These beings residing in this aspect of Earth and how they live. Like I love nature and life and like I respect people as guys because they got bodies. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with I fuck with Eve. But it's like people. Nah, I don't fuck with all people. I don't fuck with everybody and anybody. I ain't never been like that for real. But I can respect them and shit like that. But nah, I really don't give a fuck. I done grew up, I done came across life in the type of ways, shapes, and forms to where it's like, man, like a lot of the shit, motherfuckers, like it's like, bro, like even when you get to the elders and like the peaks of the people and what they consider elites in this mortality, y'all just be living like big ass kids. No cap, and it's like that shit is like crazy to me. Like the oldest, like, and it's no disrespect, bro. Like I really just see what it is for what it is. It's like, and motherfuckers done called it out and said it before, but I ain't recognize it like that. Like motherfuckers be old as hell. Motherfuckers could be, um, nigga. I don't even want to just say no ages and shit like that. But because a person will still have a youthful body and they can partake in like playing games or just entertaining different aspects of life that most people can't, or most beings in their awareness can't at that type of age. Like these motherfuckers be living as big ass kids, dog. They always playing and fucking with people just cause they can. Like how kids, we be like kids ruthless, kids bad. Just motherfuckers. These motherfuckers be big ass kids. Man, it'd be crazy. You have a choice to mature. It's like maturity and like growing up and shit like that. Like that be like hard choices and shit you gotta make up on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just giving away your desires and all that good shit. It's like, man, these motherfuckers, they just work on trapping desires. They work on trying to keep that shit there and never losing it. They be like, bro, you ain't trying to grow and see and do more in life. Like that's how like a motherfucker know about the Maseroths and the motherfucker. I don't even want to say Maseroths. Motherfuckers know about astrology or whatever. You know how the seasons and all that good shit work. And it's like, bro, don't you realize you that same shit? So it's like you gotta have periods and seasons for shit like that in your life. It's like you gotta give shit a break sometimes and kill shit off or whatever, and then you don't try to go repeat old cycles. It's like as you consistently go on in life, it's like, after you get like done with winter, and I just see it as winter and summer most of the time, but as you just get done with winter, it is you pop back and you pop in spring and shit. It's like, bro, you gonna be granted some new awarenesses and all this different type of shit. In winter you was killing and dead and shit. Just eating off of whatever harvest and shit you done made in life. In all these different shapes and forms. So when you go to spring and shit, it's like you supposed to be on some whole new shit. But people are just be on some whole new shit with old shit. Like I get the like science and shit done got shot lost and like motherfuckers. I don't even want to just say science, but like these spirits and bodies that representing the common sense of what life is, or portraying and putting that out into existence. These motherfuckers and got shot lost and thinking like y'all know everything when y'all don't know shit. You literally are like y'all don't know shit. So you all you need to know is shit just keep happening anew. You know about these seasons, you know about it, like that's it, that's it, my nigga. Beyond that, it's like, with every coming a new season, it's like new shit sprout up. New shit gets to happening. You know what I'm saying? And like even just beyond that, it's like all different type of shit happening every season. Like it's always a different creation, a different spiral, some different shit going on, rather than you just thinking like, well, we know how the seasons work. We know, like, you don't know shit. You don't even know like do you know like the cycles of the planets and shit, bro? I don't even think like I don't even believe in planets and shit like that nowadays. Like you don't even know the cycles of that type of shit. So don't or the cycles of the stars and all that good shit of galaxies and universes and like like you're not really privy towards all that knowledge and wisdom. It's just likeness of life. Like so don't be acting like you know everything, because it's always some new shit going on and you don't even know the cycles that you in. You got the chance to experience and grow within it. Be happy that you surviving. Be grateful for like the presence of spirits and the energies and elements you possess that keep you here and moving forward, before you start being like I know everything. It's like, whoa, no you don't. Like literally like I ain't even just gonna break that shit down. But like you don't know everything. Literally, like with you even expressing that type of conception and concept, it's like, do you really know what every means? Do you know what thing means? Do you know what I know? It's like I said that too. Do you know what I know? It's like really. Do you know what that is really meaning? I'm Loki. Like I tell you, like, you probably don't. You're probably just saying words, spells, and symbols. You're in a language and age. You don't really even get what that is. You probably don't even get like y'all used to get lost in races and shit like that real hard. I see y'all some spirits and bodies kind of out of them conceptions and whatnot. But it's like yeah, motherfuckers don't even know what like colors and shit really matter. Some of y'all get like the sense of what some of that shit is, but it's like, bro, like Like, just respect that you was in this bitch. Like, before you start trying to talk or be too much, that's how I look at it. You know, maybe you want to go on whatever trial and you see that type of shit is useful or, you know, a necessity within your life. And you can go and be like that. I don't learn. I ain't my father's. I ain't from that. You know, so I don't live like that in life. You know, I know like you really don't know shit. You know, you can be decently prepared, but you really can't even be prepared for anything. You know, all you can really do is like shit, face it. You know, like shit, like we in life, cause like it's this shit amazing. Shit, that just talk about that shit excites me, nigga. It's like nigga, anything got like you don't know, like they ain't really got no set boundaries or rules. You know, like anything could happen. You know, like anything. Like it goes beyond like what you want to and you know, like with me looking at life like that, I'd be excited to just experience shit. You know, but I get a lot of motherfuckers be wanting to be comfortable in some sense of surviving or survival. You know, you want to have ideals or philosophies, theologies, and conceptions around such things. You know, but just getting lost into that type of shit, it's like you get too big headed. You know, if you doing that type of shit, you being selfish and some type of whatever, it's like life will create something to take you out this bitch. Because you representing a stagnancy and life is forever anew. Life is forever coming into existence. You know, it's forever hearing shit going on and expanding, having different, you know, life is life, dog. You know, so for you to like think you know it all type shit, you know, life will make something to like take you out this bitch. Because it's be like you representing stagnancy, you know. You trying to represent a rock and shit like that, but nigga, you ain't no rock. Life would be like, no, you gotta get that nigga up out of there. Or whoever, whatever you want to see yourself as. You know, and I say niggas like that, but that's like snakes. You know, I used to call them like nagas and shit. That's like from the blood of the dragons. You know, and that's like dragons. You can call hella different beings in existence as dragons for real. A lot of us all come from dragons and shit. A lot of people don't know God, like the origin of God and shit like that. But a lot of these like little creatures and creations, y'all niggas and shit, you know, like how people got here is through like the blood of the dragon. You know, y'all usually get lost into wanting to represent yourself as a dragon. But you may not realize it. That's why I be saying niggas and shit like that so much. It's just another word for snake. You know, and y'all like you a living conception and you don't necessarily recognize that. You know, but it's just talking about like you are created from like the blood of a dragon. You know, y'all got so many stories about people being sacrificed and God sending motherfuckers here to die for you and all that good shit. You know, that's basically what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of shit like that in life, you know, and y'all literally have been created, you know, from like blood of dragons. You know, it's a whole bunch of like you know, you can call them God, deities, and all this other shit. You know, but the form motherfuckers took oftentimes to do little special mystical shit to create motherfuckers and shit. We talk about these overall beings and shit coming to mortality and just like relating their essence or not to it at all. You know, like a motherfucker come through a dragon. You know what I'm saying? Like dragons like can do anything. Like the existence of which I consider magic, you know, like stars and all that, like being in reality, having a mortal form, the dragons, my nigga. You know? So yeah, that's it. I don't really got nothing else. I'm here to break down to you all. Yeah, that's it. Rosa.